Hello everyone, welcome to lesson 8.7, example 3. Today we are going to practice graphing each equation using the slope and y-intercept. So again, you're going to be getting your equations written in what is known as slope-intercept form. And that's our y equals mx plus b. And once it's in this form, it becomes pretty straightforward with graphing. So in the last two examples, we practiced identifying the slope and the y-intercept. So let's do that again. Our slope in y equals 1/3 x plus 1. Our slope is 1/3, and our y-intercept is 1. So remember, slope is this known as rise over run, or your y over your x. So if we have a slope of 1/3, that means we are going to rise 1 and run 3. But before we can do that, we have to know, where do we start? We always start at our y-intercept, okay? So where is 1 on our y-axis? 1 is right here on our y-axis, and then using our slope of 1/3, I'm going to rise 1, and I am going to run 3. So if I'm running 3, I want to go make sure I'm going in the positive direction, okay? So positive on a number line is going to the right, okay? And that is where my next point is. So again, I rise 1, I run 3. And I keep doing this until I have enough points that when I connect them, I can make a nice line. Okay? So that's how you graph using slope and a y-intercept. Let's try another one. Okay? So now we have the problem y equals negative x plus 2. So again, let's identify what is our slope and what is our y-intercept. So our slope, we have a negative x, so that means our slope is a -1. There's that invisible 1 there. And our y-intercept is going to be a positive 2. Okay, so I'm going to go, and remember, you always start with your y-intercept. So where is 2 on my y-axis? Well, it's positive, so I'm going to go up 2. And then my slope is -1. So we have two options. We can say -1, 1. Remember, its slope is rise over run. What would be a -1 in as far as rise? Would you be going up if you're going negative? No. So when it's negative, you're going to go down 1. And then we have a positive 1 on the bottom of our fraction. So that means we're going to go to the right 1. Or, because -1 over 1, that equals -1. Or we could have 1 over -1, and that also equals -1. So there are two different ways to graph it. We can go up, and then we can go left instead. Those are both acceptable ways to do it. So let's try going down 1, right 1. There's our point, and then down 1, right 1, point, down 1, oops, down 1, right 1. Okay, so you might be able to see that they are starting to go. You might be able to see the pattern. Or let's try what we have right here, where we go up 1, left 1. See how it kind of becomes a continuation of the line? Up 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. Okay. And then all we have to do is connect all of these dots that we made, and that forms our line for this graph. Let's try another one. I know this is something that you just kind of need to keep practicing. So first, what is our slope? our slope is 2, y-intercept is -4. So I start, as always, with my y-intercept. And it's a -4, so that means instead of going up 4, I'm going to go down 4. And then from there, I take my slope. And I go up 2 over 1. Okay, so up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. And if you get to the point where you don't have to draw these steps in and you can just figure out where the next dot is going to be, that is perfectly okay. Sometimes it just helps when you're learning to draw those steps in, okay? So that is the first, or that is the line y equals 2x minus 4. Let's try our last one for this example. We have y equals negative 0.75x minus 3. When it comes to slope, we always try to have it be a fraction. So if possible, convert it to a fraction. So negative 0.75, that's the same as 3/4 x minus 3. So I know my slope is negative 3/4, and my y-intercept is negative 3. So I start at negative 3, and then I have two options. I can either do negative 3 over 4, so down, and then right, or I can do a positive 3 divided by a negative 4, and that's up 3 and left 4. Those are my two options. So if I go down 3 and I go right 4, that brings me to my next point. Down 3, right 4. Or I can go up 3, left 4, up 3, left 4. And then I can just connect all of those dots and extend my graph. Make sure you put arrows on the ends of your line. But both of those ways of graphing your slope is perfectly acceptable, okay? If you have a negative, you just have to assign it to one of the numbers. Be careful that you didn't accidentally say it was down 3 and left 3, because that would look totally different. If I were to do that, if I go down 3 and left 3, down 3, left 3, notice how my graph looks nothing like what it's supposed to. It's going the opposite direction. So you need to be careful when you're working with negatives, okay? All right, and that's all I have for this example. Hope it helps. Have a good day.